Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Woo Woo Wisdom. It's Friday yet again, our favorite day of the week for many, many reasons. Girl, we talked about Mercury Retrograde last week and
this week.
This
today.
So I'm trying to set up. We have my laptop over here where we go live on Facebook, and then we obviously use a different camera for Instagram, and camera wouldn't work on my laptop. Like the camera would come on and you could see, but when you hit record, it would go black. So that's what we've been dealing with for the past 20 minutes. So we're sorry we're a few minutes late, but Mercury's in lemonade. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and it's like the vibes outside are giving me Sweden weather. It's like cold and gray, and
we're in the south, and the high is going to be like 28 degrees today. So we are not used to this mess at all. And it gets.
And I think we're supposed to have snow again tonight, like just flurry-ish snow, but nothing major.
Yeah.
But, so
that's why I had to break out the fur, y'all, because it's freezing freaking cold outside. So I hardly ever get to wear it. So my girl Brenda, she's getting Madame Laveau energy, and I'm like, okay, I'll take that. I'll go with it.
The French Madame.
Right, girl.
Yeah, so we have a couple of questions today, and then we're going to do some pick-a-pile readings. I asked about 2, and we kind of got answers for both of them, so I guess we'll just do both of them.
We'll roll with it, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
So,
First question.
Oh, and if anybody's on live and want to ask questions, please do. We have our lovely Rosalie here today moderating, so she can get our questions for us.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So we would love that. We had a really good time last week. There were a lot of questions live, a lot of interaction, and it was a lot of.
It was super fun.
A lot of fun. So only because we had such technical difficulties starting out, I'm going to just say I set the intention.
Yes.
That our spirit guides work with the guides of the people who've asked the questions, the people who are listening that may be watching the pick-a-piles, and that they give us the messages that we need to speak out into the ether that are for the greatest good of all of us, of the guides, of you wonderful people watching, and that it's all for the highest and best. And
yes.
To use us as clear vessels. And we're ready to go.
So be it.
All right.
Okay.
So the first question this week is from Ruth Ann, and she asks, she has a decision to make. Should I keep working at my current job because I need another source of income? So she's wanting to know if she should just keep going with the status quo, or I guess is looking to like either
choosing
intuitive guidance on subsidize that with additional or
a new income.
Yeah, a different income stream.
Right. I feel really mixed about it. Like, it's like this to me. Weighing up the options and kind of feeling like yes and no.
I'm kind of feeling like there's a little bit more to the current job than the question would
imply.
Because without getting into too much detail, she's talking about she's currently working with a friend, and I'm feeling like there may be like something unresolved, like and I'm not feeling like conflict, like major difference of opinion kind of conflict, but more or less just like a something kind of hanging between them that hasn't been resolved that might need to be addressed in some way, and that would clear the air and make things a little bit more.
I kind of have the
clear
feeling
about what to do next.
Right. Yeah, I think there is something in that as well, but I also feel like the work itself might be a little bit too physically taxing. So maybe cutting back in that and finding another little side gig. I know all about the side gigs. Yeah, I feel like she kind of already has that as well.
Yeah. So the first card that I pulled is by the book, and what I felt about that is the income stream doesn't have to look like you think it needs to look. Like I feel like you've got this in your mind that it's got to be square or it's got to be circle, and it can't be anything, anything else.
Right.
Maybe it's a rectangle with rounded corners, and maybe you just haven't thought of that yet. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, A or B. It could be a, it could be a mixture or even something different that you haven't, that you haven't thought of yet. And then the second card I pulled was deep knowing. So, within that, it's kind of like when you tap into your intuition, you probably already have a feeling in your gut of what's going to be the best thing for you in the long run.
Yeah, and the cards that I pulled really are not making any sense to me whatsoever. So,
but that's just a thing they may resonate with Ruth Ann.
Right. So one of the cards I pulled was Fated Meeting. And to me, this says, like, you could meet someone who could help you with this situation, whether it's finding another little side income. This particular card talks about meeting someone in a relationship type basis, and I don't feel like it has to do with that. And then I pulled Archangel Gabriel, too. So he's the messenger archangel, and he has to do with writing and those kinds of things. So, I think Archangel Gabriel could be called on to help you with figuring out what the next steps are, whether that is finding a little something else. Because to me, it feels like intuitively cutting back on that job might be good for your physical well-being, because I feel like it's hard work, and maybe it's just too much. Because I'm kind of in the same boat, and so I'm having the feelings that I'm having about what I'm doing, and it's been a little hard on my physical body as well. So I kind of have that feeling. And then I pulled the Dragonfly Spirit in reverse. And this talks about getting back on your spiritual path, and asking you if you've forgotten your connection to a living, loving, and always supportive universe. So that's like what you were talking about. Like, maybe it's something you haven't thought of yet.
Right.
It's not a square or a circle, but it might be a rectangle with smooth edges, So maybe, tapping into the universe and saying, universe, where can I be of service? Where is my place? What should I be doing?
Because it may be something that looks different than anything that your human body mind, your physical mind has thought of up to this point.
Right.
And I asked the manifestation deck, what can Ruth Ann do to manifest the income that she's, that she needs and that she's looking for. And the first card I pulled was Be Humble. And then the second card was Attend to the Details. So we're talking about, both of them are quarter moons, and one is in Leo and one is in Virgo. So, attend to the details and be humble. That, to me, both of those are kind of speaking back to if there is something between you and the current person that you're working with that's unresolved, it's kind of like you need to, and be humble doesn't mean that it's you necessarily that needs to say you're sorry or that it was your fault. It's just like go into it with a heart of love, have that conversation, attend to those details, get that stuff kind of like
Cleared.
out of the air and out of the way, and then that may open the door for new things to come in, to transpire, for opportunities to present themselves, whatever the case may be. It kind of feels like, and when you're talking about like the physical taxing part of it, I kind of feel that both ways. Like there's like a weight or a heaviness in that current situation that kind of needs to be cleared out to bring the quote unquote health, and two, when you're carrying that stuff around that's not yours, it can affect your health. It can make you feel like
for sure.
something that is much harder to do than it maybe actually physically is, just because you've got that heavy stagnant energy associated with it.
Yeah, and then the last card that I pulled was Great Achievement. So to me, that speaks to, like, if you deal with these things, you have the opportunity to achieve, what it is that the outcome that you're wanting. So attend to the details.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And let it unfold.
And I didn't bring my phone in here. She had another question.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Where was it at? Was it on Ohm-g or? I happen to have my phone right here.
Yeah.
Instagram or Facebook?
I think it was on Instagram.
Message or? Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
I did not see that.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Ruth Ann also had a question about
Relationship.
right.
She said she wants and needs more from this relationship or person. So I guess kind of like, what is the potential for that?
Yeah.
For getting what you need out of the relationship? So first thing I'm going to ask is, are you asking for what you need? Or are you just expecting that person to fulfill without understanding what it is? So, are you telling them, I want more? Or are you afraid to say it because you're afraid that they're not going to be able to fulfill what it is that you need?
Right. So exactly what Brenda just said is the first card that came up was blame, and it says I accept responsibility for my well-being. So it's kind of like blaming that person for not fulfilling your needs when you may not have necessarily explicitly told them what your needs are. And this is from the Soul's Journey deck, and this goes back to exactly what we were talking about in the last question, which was kind of like the feeling that we had, and it's about doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. So sometimes we think things should look a certain way, and so we try to push and force and navigate and steer and try to get the ship to go in that direction that we think it needs to go, when maybe bigger and better things are on a slightly different course. But because, as humans, we think we know best, and we think we know what we want, and we think we know what we need, we try to force it into a direction that it doesn't need to go. So maybe if you just kind of like let go and tell that person, here are the things that I need for, my mental well-being. These are the things that personally, emotionally, I need from a relationship, and then just kind of let it go. It's out there now, and see what course it takes, and maybe you'll end up.
And I think this is the fear. You fear of losing that person. Like, here you are still at the seashore, and there goes the boat going out to sea. And I think that is just fear talking to you, because maybe that's been a previous experience. Maybe you've experienced loss when you spoke up for your needs. And then I pulled behind the mask. So don't hide what you need. Like, if you don't express it, they don't know, and they can't fulfill it. So if they are not in the boat with you, then, blessed be on their path, because maybe it's not for you.
I love my guides because they know I needed a giggle. And so they just told me, it's like, don't blame him for not buying peanut butter if you ain't not told him that you like peanut butter. Okay, yeah, thanks. That's what popped into my mind. But it's like, yeah, you have to, and I know it's easy for us sitting here to say these kind of things, but if you, in a loving way, and not in a blaming way, but in a loving way, just say, here's what I need to feel comfortable and to feel validated and to feel a part of this healthy relationship, and they're not capable of giving that to you, and then again the fear of loss, but they move on. Well, wouldn't you rather know that now than put another X amount of months, years, whatever energy into it to find out that it's never going to fulfill?
Yeah. And I have been like in the dating scene, haven't been for a little while now because I'm in a relationship, but I would just speak my mind and say what I needed, and 9 out of 10 times they weren't on the same page, and I said, c'est la vie. But that opened up the door to have a real relationship with someone who can fulfill my needs.
Or they weren't on the same page and go, I had no idea that was a need for you. And then they may not be able to fulfill it perfectly, but if they start to try.
Oh, I didn't even try.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, Girl, I've been there too. But what I'm saying is they may not be on the same page only because they don't know. And then once you tell them and they know, then you may start to see effort. It may not be perfect at first, but at least if they're there to try and put the effort into it, then you can see that they're committed to the relationship and want to have it be fulfilling for both of you and are willing to put in some work.
Right.
So it could be that you're not on the same page, but it could kind of go either way. Either you figure out that they're never going to be on the same page, or they go, I had no idea, and now are willing to
work on it. Because a relationship can be work. You got to work together to fulfill each other's needs.
Yeah, in any relationship that's worth having you're gonna have to put effort into it somehow every day. It's like a marriage. You're gonna wake up every morning and you're gonna decide. It's a decision every day. I'm gonna decide that this is where I'm gonna put my effort, or this is not where I'm gonna put my effort. So, yeah. But I think that's it's a good piece of advice for anybody, is if you don't feel like you're being fulfilled in a loving and non-blaming way, tell them what you need and see if it's something that they feel like they can provide, or at least are willing to provide.
Yeah. And if not, and you can decide what you want to do.
That's right. Feel.
Yep, it feels good. Feels complete.
All right.
Tanya, she says, I'm feeling lots of energy. Aren't we all, girl? It's been cray. Mercury Retrograde is really working on me and wearing me out. What is this energy saying about my current employer? So there must be some stuff going on in the workplace. Is there a new chapter opening up, or do you see doors closing? Well, I can tell you just on an energetic level that it's more the Mercury Retrograde. Like, there's so much going on right now and so much incoming energy. I mean, if you want to talk ascension symptoms, headaches, ringing in the ears, exhaustion, not being able to sleep, but you're tired, heart palpitations, throat chakra stuff. I mean, there is a lot happening right now. So on an energetic level, just hold on.
Right.
It's going to get better. I feel like I say that all the time. It's going to get better.
Yeah, and I feel like this Mercury retrograde ends
February 3rd?
Mid to late February. I thought it was February 23rd.
I thought it was the 3rd.
I thought it was going on for a month. Well, with the whole thing and the post shadow and everything. So I kind of feel like there will be some kind of energetic shift toward the middle to late February. A lot of people say, like, Mercury retrograde is not the time to enter into any contracts and make it is the 3rd. Okay. It's not the time to enter into any contracts or do anything kind of hasty. But of course, if you're in a situation where there's that is completely unhealthy,
right?
I don't know that I agree with that. But if it just feels like yucky energy kind of stuff, then I would probably wait it out.
You can say to your coworkers, I know it's Mercury retrograde, and you guys are probably really feeling it too. So I'm going to give you some compassion. No, don't say that. They'll think you're crazy. But you can think it.
Yeah. So retrograde ends the 3rd. You were right, and then post shadow ends the 23rd.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Whew. Wearing me out.
I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, I know.
Mercury retrograde.
Well, obviously, yeah, just completely forgot.
Good job.
But even my husband, my husband started a new job back in December, so he's working with a lot of people that he's never worked with before, and it's kind of because now that I'm talking more about these energetic type stuff, he's kind of like picks up on it other places, like kind of like knows what to listen for kind of thing. Yeah, and he came in the other night and he said, so-and-so's printer went on the fritz, and they started talking about Mercury retrograde and blah 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 blah, and
he knew what they were talking about.
Right, but it's kind of like it was from people that he never would have thought that would have expected to be talking about those kind of topics. So there again, when you just put it out there that the energy is feeling a little off right now, you may not. It may come from people that you don't really expect it to come from. That they will kind of be on the same page and feeling that too. So I guess we could get pull some cards.
Yeah, so I pulled 2 cards for your current job, and I got the happy success and being on track in reverse. So I feel like, things are just a little wonky right now. So you might feel like it's not on track or that maybe it's not the right thing, but I feel like just hold tight a little bit longer and see how things settle down after the ripple effect. I feel like there's a ripple effect right now, so I don't know what's going on, if there's some issue. And it's really funny because the last 2 days, like Tanya and I know each other from way back, and we used to work at the same place together like 20 years ago. And for some reason, that place has been in my head for the last 2 days, and it was a very traumatic job for me. I mean, it really sucked the life out of me. So I don't know if you're having a similar feeling to that, because that's coming back into my mind again, like that feeling that I had being there and the panic attacks and all the fun stuff. And then, okay, do you want to go?
No, you go ahead, because
okay.
these will tie into it.
So then I pulled about doors opening, and I pulled the scribe card, which is about writing down things, and optimism in reverse. So I kind of feel like there's a little bit of inner stuff going on with you that's like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like maybe you're not feeling like it's going to get any better, but it could get better. It's almost like switching that inner dialogue into something else.
Yeah, that's kind of what popped into my head, was like it's like a limiting belief. It's like this belief system that doesn't really serve your best, but
it's my lip.
It's kind of I do that every week.
Hot tea. It's hot.
But it kind of shades or puts a shadow over the stuff that's going on, and kind of
and we all do it.
Yeah, no,
we all do it. That's not a judgment.
That's called human nature. That's the stuff that we're all here to learn and deal with and figure out and work through. The question that I asked was, are there lessons that this current situation and a new door opening situation are trying to teach? And the first one that I pulled was health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. And then I also pulled adversity. I accept the challenges that are I accept the challenges that are the best way to learn. So that they both kind of tie in as like the feeling of the funky energy and all of that in the current situation. Well, maybe there is a limiting belief around health or how you're supposed to feel in the workplace. Like I don't have a good job, and I'm not contributing if I don't feel stressed out and yucky and blah all the time. I'm not saying that's what's going on. It's just an example.
Right.
But there may be some like health lesson of kind of like self-care, putting yourself first in that current environment. And then when we're talking about seeing doors closing, there's a lesson around adversity that I think you're going to have to come to terms with, and kind of like being that neutral observer and kind of asking, okay, what is this all trying to teach me? Like what's conspiring here, and what can I learn from it?
And I asked for an animal spirit that could help you, and I pulled the rhino, but it was in reverse. That's such a pretty card. Even though the rhino is kind of a weird-looking little creature, or massive creature. And the rhino is about overcoming any obstacle. So I'm going to read what it says in the protection mode. The appearance of an obstacle in front of you offers you a choice. Barrel into it and bang your head, or find your easiest way around it and don't fight. Don't fight it. Are you exhausted by your efforts to break through an obstacle? Are you stubbornly insisting that there is only one way to remove it from your path? Rhino Spirit is here to tell you that sometimes the answer is no, and sometimes it is no, not yet, and sometimes it is no, not the way you think it should be. Be open to new possibilities, and you will find other options begin to appear. Not every conflict is worth engaging in, and not every obstacle is worth resisting head on. Don't waste energy. The question was about energy. Don't waste energy banging your head against the wall. So I think kind of just step out of the fray of it all and let it all play out as it should.
Well, and if we talk about learning a lesson about adversity, and then the rhino comes up, which you think about a rhino would just like, with the horns on its head, would headstrong barrel through any obstacle, but it comes up in reverse, which is kind of like
take a step back.
Don't just muscle your way through it, but health. Step back and figure out, okay, yes, I acknowledge this thing in my path. What is it here to teach me, rather than just trying to bust through it and get to the other side.
Yeah, be the observer instead of trying to be in the middle of it.
Right.
Sorry, I'm going to move this around so we can see the whole thing.
So we want to go ahead and do this one.
And then we'll go back and do the other two.
So we had a question from Anonymous. Is the job I'm applying for a good fit?
Whoops.
Well,
that's what this one said. Let's see what it said.
okay.
See if I can get it down here. Oh, it's falling off. Okay, put that on the bottom there. And I think an animal card. Really feeling the animal cards today. Maybe I need to get out in nature. It's just been so cold.
I know.
And icy. It's been really icy here. Try not to fall. That's my bottom every time I walk outside.
I know.
Okay.
Because Grace is not my middle name either, so I...
Oh, the otter. I love the otters. Don't they mate for life? Do they mate for life? I know when they sleep in the water, they hold hands.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so cute. All right, so in relation to this question, I'm going to read what the otter says in protection. Have you been channeling all your affection to one person? Oh, no. What does this have to do with work? Otter Spirit wants you to open your eyes to see the love that is available to you from all directions. Do you believe it? Do you feel it? Reach out to someone, and you will see that they will want to hold your hand as much as you want to hold theirs. Love, support, and friendship are available to you, so connect with community and friends. So I pulled the Sacred Temple in reverse, and then the Discovery card, and Courage was on the bottom of the deck. So courage is, it gives me the vibes of like having the courage to walk your path. And there's light at the end of the tunnel. Sacred Temple in reverse, though. I know the Sacred Temple is about like honoring your inner temple. Would you like to go while I look this up?
Well, yeah, that was the first card that you pulled, and the first card that I pulled was your hard work is paying off. And it's talking about the new moon in Capricorn, and Capricorn is about ambition. So I kind of feel like that you're going in the right direction. If this new job, even if you ask, is it going to be a good fit? Is that job a good fit? And I feel like, yes, it is a good fit. Like you're going in the right direction. Your hard work is paying off. Whether you get this one or you don't get this one, I feel like you're going in the right direction. Because I also asked the keepers of the light, who could you work with? And I hope I'm saying this right.
Yeah.
Kernunus, which is life force, express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased, which that can just be speaking to creativity. Yeah. So it does feel like you're moving more towards something that will be a good fit for who you are, for you, creatively, for your passions. Your hard work is paying off. You're going in the right direction. So, maybe this is the one you get. If it's not, don't be disappointed, because you are like on the right path, on the right track, I feel like.
Yeah, and the Sacred Temple in reverse talks about frustration, like not being able to make a decision. You feel frustrated about, you're questioning your options and feeling afraid to go in any direction. And then this talks about taking the courage, having the courage to walk your path. And then pulling the Discovery card is like, maybe there's something to be discovered in that line of work that you would find in yourself, a gem within yourself that is something that you're able to add to the workplace or the job itself. And if you are feeling really alone in life or your decision making about this, call in your community and your friends to give you advice about, what do you think about me doing XYZ? Does that, do you think that's a good thing for me? Or, just get support from the people around you.
Right. And I asked, was there a lesson in this journey of the job search for Anonymous, and the pride card came up. And I don't feel like that you need to learn the lesson about being too proud. That's not what it felt like. It was more like you've done a lot of great work. It's okay to be proud of that and to try to better yourself and move in in maybe a more profitable direction, or a direction where you have more responsibility or able to help more people, or whatever it is, kind of like the level up. That it's okay to be proud of your accomplishments, and it's okay to want to level up. So I don't know if you're kind of feeling maybe a little fear around kind of stepping into that, being proud of yourself and trying to move forward, but that's what came up as far as the lesson.
And then for a final card, I pulled the Crystal Skull Wisdom, and it's clarity. So feeling clarity on what it is that you want.
Yeah. So it, for whatever reason, all the cards to me felt like more the direction than
that particular job,
but that the direction that you're going in is absolutely aligned.
Okay.
With the right path for you right now.
Alrighty. Okay. So we're gonna do some pick a piles.
Awesome. So the first pile first of all, kind of tap in to your own intuition, to your gut, and choose between 1 and 2, because we're going to pull 2 different piles around inner guidance. How can I best listen to my inner guidance, and what are some ways Spirit is trying to get my attention? So we're going to pull some cards around that. We're going to pull one pile and a second pile. So tap in and see if you resonate more with 1 or 2.
Nudges. That's the word that's popping into my brain, like spirit nudges.
So, I know we need to be talking right now, not just having dead air, but it's a little I definitely feel my focus really pulled to the cards right now.
Same.
So I think this is
also, we don't have to be doing anything.
This is true. But I guess that to me that's feeling like there will be so many people either who have voted on this question, or who will be watching later, that are really in need of guidance here. So it kind of feels like it's
important
to, yeah. So maybe this is when we bring Rosalie on for song and dance time. Rosalie.
Okay, and one of these, and then I think I'll be done.
So how we manifest inner guidance. Lost it.
Oh,
There you go.
oh, that one got stuck in there right side up. Maybe for a reason. See if it wants to go back in and come back out again.
Okay.
All right, let me see here.
All right, so again, we are talking about inner guidance. How can I best listen to my inner guidance, and what are some ways Spirit is trying to get my attention? So again, pile 1 or pile 2, which one
Okay.
resonates with you the most? So,
All right.
pile
Start
one?
with pile 1, yeah.
Pile 1, okay. So first, only because I feel like one of the most important aspects of your spiritual journey is humor, like not taking everything so seriously, and using like the laughter as a high vibration thing, and kind of like allowing it to kind of to lighten things up and not take it so seriously, and allow things to flow a little easier. So the first card I decided to pull was the Rebel deck. So pile 1 is like drop the ego. Vulnerability is hot. So that can speak to, ego is in proudful ego, like just the need to get it right and for it to be the way you think it is. But it can also speak to the other side of that coin of like not feeling like you're worthy enough to receive messages. So just that's ego as well. We're all energy. We're all made of the same stuff. We are all souls in a human body, so we are made of the same stuff as spirit. So there's no reason that we can't connect. There's no reason that we can't tap into that guidance and to our guides. The second card is the Akashic Field. Vastness. And the fact that all of the information that you need, you already have access to. You just have to tap into it. So it's kind of that feeling of how can I best listen to my inner guidance? Well, just claim it, because it already is. It's already there. It's already inside of you. It's just a matter of knowing that you're worthy of it, not being attached to how it's going to come in, and claiming it. It's all right there. Also ask who could pile 1 work with to further their inner guidance, and Master Jesus. So that's exactly what he teaches, is the Holy Spirit, our soul, universe, whatever you want to call it, lives inside of us. So we can always tap into that guidance. This reads forgiveness. So sometimes we have to forgive ourselves for the not trusting or the not believing or whatever has been holding us back in the past, and just kind of like start afresh, which was also what he taught. You are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. So what just popped into my mind with Father healing was those old stories of, spirit is bad, the strictness of being taught those kind of things. Then we also got the energy, so stuck energy, and
In reverse. It's an illusion.
Yeah, and the letting go of the stagnant stuff that you feel like is holding you back, because it's really just your own belief system that causes that feeling. Trust all will be well. So kind of the letting go and just trusting spirit. Don't worry whether you're making it up or not. Just kind of allow it to come in. And at the end, transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. So if you let go of the ego, accept that it's all right here for you, forgive yourself and forgive others that may have created those limiting beliefs for you, release the stuck energy, because it's all an illusion, trust all will be well, and there'll be transformation.
Absolutely.
That was beautiful.
And I think that's happening on a collective level, the transformation, like from the energy that's coming in, Schumann resonance, all of that stuff right now is helping us to
That's
evolve
off,
and grow.
It's off the charts, you mean?
Yeah.
All that stuff right now?
Yeah, stuff that's hitting you every day.
Yeah.
Okay, so for pile 2, how can I best listen to my inner guidance and ways of how a spirit tried to get my attention? It's time to let go. So letting go of, the need to know everything or how it's going to work, or, if you are even slightly into the spiritual world and you're trying to tune in with your spirit guides, sometimes, you got to let go of how you think it's going to come out, how you think you're going to see it, because you have to pay attention to the small things, bird flitting across in front of you, and you look up what the cardinal means or whatever, and that could be the message. So let go of how you think it's supposed to look. Make a commitment to spirit that you're going to show up, you're going to listen, you're going to believe the things that are coming to you, and trust in it.
So I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just got a big gut on that one. Is also don't just come to spirit when you need something. Oh, I've got a question, so I'm going to tap into my intuition. That the commitment is talk to them daily, even if you only have 2 things to be grateful for. To just tell them thank you for the bird I saw yesterday, and the squirrel that was playing on the fence yesterday was really, really cute. That made me happy to see that. Thank you. And that's all you need today. But make the commitment to come to them on a consistent basis. Make that commitment to be consistent. I want to say every day, because that's, that's a belief and that's pressure. But not just when you have a question, or not just when there's something that you think you need help with or whatever.
Right.
But
creating that relationship with them.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Commitment to that bonding and to the evolution of the relationship.
And then I pulled the Miriam's sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. So trusting in what you see. Trust in the vision. Through that commitment, you're gonna see or feel or have the messages. Family, friends, and guides. Know that you have them surrounding you. Tap into your community, your woo community, tap into your friends who are also of like mind, because you guys can grow together in your journey. Go deeper. Don't just do the surface. Maybe it's time for you to go deeper in that relationship with spirit. So what is it that you're wanting to learn? Are you wanting to learn healing work? Are you wanting to learn mediumship? Are you wanting to learn, how to astral travel or whatever? It's time. It's time, y'all. It's time to go deeper.
And sometimes that involves shadow work that you don't want to have to deal with, but that you're going to have to experience to level up.
Yeah. And if you pick this pile, I feel like you have a really strong connection. Like you've been a light worker for many years, many lifetimes, many eons, because the card that I pulled at the end was longing for home and belonging, the original light workers. So this is your path here, is to be a light worker. Now, whether you do that as a full-time job or whether you do that with the people around you.
By just sharing your light and spreading it.
Yep. So it's time for you to go deeper and discover more about yourself, and know that you are a light worker. Connect with people who are on the similar path, because you guys can help each other, and make that commitment to, work on your relationship with spirit. It's a relationship. So you have to commit to it and just keep moving down that path. Let go of the need to know how it's going to look and just keep stepping on the path every day.
Awesome.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So we're going to keep these, right?
Yeah, let's just keep them.
We're going to take a picture of them later?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the next question that came up for everybody was about relationships. So again, when we talk about relationships, tap into your gut. Do you resonate more with 1 or 2? What is the collective energy around relating with others at this time?
So if you think about it for yourself, if you're tuning into 1 or 2, if you have a particular relationship that you maybe are questioning, then tune into that. If your mindset is just like the collective of all the people that are in your life, like at work, at home, how to relate to them, then let that be your question in your mind.
That be your intention.
Yep.
Start the same way with tough love.
Oh, there's 2 cards. quarter.
So this question feels a little bit more lighthearted.
How can you relate with people in your life better? Well, it's too many. Okay, and just one more, I think. One of these.
Okay, relationships. What is the collective energy around relating with others at this time? So you're kind of feeling into this, and as we pull, you're going to resonate more with one or two. Okay.
Oh, there's two there. Okay.
Okay. Relationships. One or two. So we're going to go first with number one. So what is the collective energy around relating with others at this time? Laugh.
Aw.
Where's your sense of humor? So, again,
Have fun with your peeps.
Have fun with your peeps.
Have fun.
Not everything that's done or said has some deep, ominous meaning. Also, the deer spirit came up in reverse. Bring a gentle touch. I'd love to hear what the...
Yeah, what is that number? 18?
18. Because the first thing that pops in my mind is the meekness and the gentleness of the deer.
Ooh.
And it being in reverse is like sometimes you don't necessarily have to be the meek one to hold to keep the peace kind of thing.
So the message about this is it might be easy to offend someone or take offense because someone lacks diplomacy. Let all that pass. You are not meant to take this world personally. While it's a beautiful gift to be sensitive, today you might need a tougher hide so that you can compromise to maintain your integrity.
Well, that goes back to exactly
just
laugh. Not everything has
It's so serious.
as intended.
Don't be offended today.
Yeah.
Or whenever you get this message, just kind of let things slide off your back.
Right. You don't need it, and two, you don't have to let people walk over you that way. You can have a say, but you can have a gentle and loving heart about it. Ask for a keeper of the light that whoever chose this pile could work with to better their relationships. And Isis came up, magic manifesting. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused. And then we also get new beginnings. Does this card reverse mean something? Yeah. So in reverse, I don't know if this is what the book says.
One of cycles.
But it feels more like if you hit a trouble patch, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to start over. It means you can create a new beginning from where you are. You don't have to go all the way. You don't have to scrap this one and start over. You can have a new beginning at any point.
Right. And also talks about you might be in a cycle of frustration, like things are not happening the way that you want them to happen. So you might be a little frustrated. But you have Isis to work with, who is the magic manifesting. So you can have that new beginning. And also it says every day can be a new beginning, one where you create happiness for yourself in the present.
Sounds good. Okay.
Sorry.
Then when asked what is kind of like the lesson to learn in these relationships, we get purpose. So I know what I'm here to do. So a lot of times, the relationships kind of come and go out of our life to kind of like lead us into a certain direction or into learning a certain lesson. Or so just know that whatever relationship you kind of thought about in your head to make the intention for this question, that it's part of what you're here to do. And then when we think about manifesting the relationship that we truly desire, we get the full moon in Aquarius. So be real, just be authentic, be yourself, and kind of like allow that to attract in the relationships that are best for you. And then lastly, we get the ancestral realm, karmic release, healing the lineage, and boundaries. So
maybe you need to create some boundaries with some of that stuff.
Right, and so these feel like this is this relationship may be helping with your true purpose. So a lot of times when you are on this path, the ancestral healing, the things that you've learned, or maybe even were born with, kind of like bubble up to the surface to be dealt with. So boundaries are very important in that, and releasing the karma associated with those, so that you can be real and create the beginnings that you want in your relationship, and have fun with them. So that's kind of like feels like the energy of this deck.
Very nice. Okay, so pile 2, for those of you who picked pile 2. Okay. This is having to do with the relationships. You are talented. The world needs your power. Use your voice. And don't just use it for dumb stuff. So use your voice in your relationships. With the giraffe, they want you to see the big picture. So pay attention to the big picture of whatever it is that's going on without being so nitpicky. Who can you work with? Lord Shiva is there to help you with transcendence. So to me, that's like being able to see the bigger picture too, like seeing things from a different perspective. And true love. Oh, look at the colors of these two. We've got the reds in both of them, root chakras. So true love and the abundance card, I think they go together. Abundance is, I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in my physical reality. And the true love card is about loving yourself. So in relationships with others, if you want to have an abundant, happy relationship, it starts here with self-love, because you don't necessarily need that partner or that person in your life to fulfill you, because you are already fulfilled. They just add to your life.
You don't need them to validate. You're already validated.
And girl, just lighten up. Or guy, whatever you might be, just lighten up. Don't take everything so seriously. That's kind of is the picture of seeing things from the bigger perspective and transcending the small things that are going on around you.
And I love that came up in both piles.
And then the Hathor light codes, power recall, full system upgrade. So your relationships may be going through an upgrade. It's time to take them to the next level. And whatever that might be, getting closer to your friends, or taking your relationship to the next level if it's an intimate relationship. And that may be just with being vulnerable with each other, or talking more about things that are important to you.
And it could also be about the relationship with yourself, about immersing yourself in that light of self-love, and allowing letting go the blocks and the things that may be holding you back from your external relationships.
And in doing these things, seeing things from the bigger purpose, and using your voice and using your gifts in the world, you'll bring the people in that are supposed to be with you, because treasures are going to be uncovered, and the treasure is within you. So just remember who you are and lighten up, because honestly, this life is not that serious. Like, we think we're, got to be on purpose and doing this and doing that and having this and having that. And really, that's not why we're here. We're not here for those things. We're here for each other and for, just to exist, basically.
Right. To learn and grow and evolve. And if you think about it as far as like this lifetime in our soul's journey, this lifetime is just a season. It's not the be-all, end-all. It's just, it's like 7th grade for her soul. I mean, it's
we're in middle school, y'all.
We got tons of time to figure all that stuff out. But I mean, if you put it in that perspective of your soul's path, it's important, but it's not the it's not the alpha and omega of the whole story. So just kind of sometimes we have to keep reminding ourselves that and allow ourselves to have more fun with it and be a little more joyous in it, because it's not
that serious.
It's not the end of the story, right?
Right. See the bigger picture and just like have fun with it. I'm trying.
But that's what we're here to do. That's what we're all here to do, is just to keep trying.
Yep.
That's right. Okay. Loved that. That was so beautiful.
That was fun.
Rosalie, do we have any questions? Any live ones? Okay. Well, that was our last pick-a-pile, and hope one of those resonated with you. I know, I'm pretty sure which ones of those two were meant for me. Turn of the knife, but it's stuff you need to hear, so that's it's always welcome.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that does it for one more episode. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for watching if you're still here, and we love you guys. Be sure to, number one, if you're not already listening to the podcast, to listen to the podcast, Ohm-g podcast, anywhere you get your podcasts. We would love for you to do that and to join our community on Facebook. We just go to our main page, and there's a group there that you can join and be part of our community. If you don't already have a spiritual community, we'd love to hear from you there and connect with you. And we're here to help. That's why we do these lives every week and stuff. Is just sometimes people need like-minded people that they don't already have in their own life, and we want to kind of create that community for everyone to have a place to go where you can say the stuff about the energy this week and not have people look at you like you have a third eye or whatever. But
we got some juicy stuff coming up too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fun stuff.
We love you guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you'll come back next week, and we will see you then.
See you next week.
Bye guys.